Hello, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video. So today's video, we are going to go over my dioramas for 2023. Now, we're not going to go over every single one of them. We're going to do a top 5 of my favorite ones that I made for this year. It's going to be very difficult because obviously it's me what's made them and it's me what's put all the time and basically the paintwork and all that stuff. So it's gonna be difficult to pick which is my favorite. Literally, I'm staring at it all now, and I'm still not 100% which order to put them in. And some things are gonna have to be left out because there's like 8 dioramas on here, and I'm only picking the top 5. Now, all my dioramas are all handmade. Like I always say, I hand make all these. I don't use any like special cutters or 3D printers. I don't use anything like that. It's literally just cutting it myself, shaping it out, making it grooves, and basically everything. What you need to do when you're making a diorama, it's all hand done. Nothing is like machined or 3D printed out. There's nothing wrong with that. Anybody who does that, I would love to have a 3D printer, but I don't want to pay all that money out for 3D printers and special cutters and everything like that. I still prefer to do it the way I'm doing it. It's obviously it's more difficult. It takes up a hell of a lot more time, but it feels more personalized. I don't know. It feels more of an achievement to do it yourself with obviously just basic tools. Like stuff that I use is just obviously like a little like cutter, a little sharp cutter, like a Stanley knife. And obviously there's the foam, and then like lolly sticks if I need to use bits of wood, just basic stuff really. And it's really effective. And obviously the thing what costs the most is like the paints. Because I've learned from beginning of making these dioramas, when I first started making them, I was just getting any kind of paint basically, and it wasn't really working. I made a few dioramas with the whatever paint I could grab hold of, but yeah, there was all right. But as you keep on making these dioramas, after like I think about 3 years of doing these dioramas now, obviously your paint skills and your crafting and everything like that gets better and better because you're doing it all the time. So you're sort of practicing it all the time. So you have to start upgrading your stuff basically, upgrading your paints and everything. So that's probably why a lot of people end up getting into 3D printing and everything, because obviously you upgrading all your stuff all the time to making it look even better and better. Like I said, I do prefer doing it like this at the moment. It takes a lot more time up, but I don't mind. As I say, it's worth it when it's finished. It is definitely worth it, knowing that you've done it yourself, basically. So we'll go over quickly all the ones what we're going to go over. This video might go a bit long. I do apologise, but I really want to make it because they are look really good. I think anyway, in my opinion. Obviously, excuse me. This is my opinion. Obviously, I'm going to be finny about them because it's what I've made. So the first one we'll start off with is just this diorama. Now this is specifically made for the fog. And when I got the NECA figure, I really wanted to make a diorama for it. So I made the church scene. Now all these are obviously can come off. So you can take them all off if you want, and then use it for whatever, for like doing photos basically. You can have them positioned whatever way I want to have them positioned. I do add like a fog and everything to it as well when it's all on display properly. But obviously, nothing's on display at the moment because everything is put away because it is winter. So yeah, that's the fog one. Jurassic Park. Now obviously, anybody who watches my videos know that I'm mainly into horror. That's the only thing I collected really is horror and everything. So this one is obviously not horror, but I really wanted to make a Jurassic Park diorama, and it turned out really good. Yeah, I think it just turned out better than I thought it would. Really, really big as well. It is really big. This is one of my biggest dioramas that I made. And obviously it was until I made the other big thing there. But yeah, this one is just a doorway basically, and I use this for Ghostface. This one is for Pennywise, the newer Pennywise. It's one of the specific scenes out the movie when he's in the fun house with the mirrors and everything, and he starts smashing his head against the like glass to get to the kid in there. And this one is obviously Evil Dead. This was a remake of an old diorama. I need to update it. This one is also a Pennywise one from the original movie. This one is not really a diorama. This is the Beetlejuice, obviously Tombstone again. Another one I really wanted to make at the time because it was Halloween time, and I saw these little skeletons, and it was like the perfect time to buy them and make this little diorama. Again, is it a diorama? I don't know. I suppose you could class it as a diorama because it's only a bit smaller than this, and even though that's more like a building, this is just a tombstone, and it's very big as well. It's very overscaled. I mean, if I was ever going to get a Beetlejuice figure from NECA, the old one anyway, unless they eventually do the new one, I reckon they will be doing a new one though. Yeah, it's definitely oversized. And obviously then this is the Home Alone house, and this is the very last thing I've made for 2023. Again, it's super impressive. It looks fantastic. So right, we're going to put them in order though from the top 5 to number 1, and see which one comes at number 1. So that was a long intro. So let's get into it. Right, so we're not doing a top 5, we're doing a top 6 because I couldn't take this one out. I really wanted to put this one in, so we're doing a top 6, not top 5. So at number 6, it's the Pennywise diorama, like the mirror sort of room. What's in? I can't remember if it's in part 2. I think it is from the newer version of it. I have put mirrors in on the inside as well. You can see there. You can see there's bits of like rubbish, and that's usually just outside on the front here, which are just like missing poster signs. What's in the movie of the kids and that what are missing. I've just put them in there because I don't want to lose them, because obviously all this stuff gets put away during winter time. But yeah, I think it turned out really, really good. That's why I really like this one, so that's why I had to put it in. That's why I'm doing a top 6. So you can see the side. These are supposed to be... No, these didn't really turn out as good, I don't think, anyway. These are supposed to be mirrors. Obviously, you get different kinds of weird mirrors and stuff like at circuses, or like at a fun house and everything, where one makes you look real thin and one makes you look real fat, or a small head and that. So that's what these are supposed to be, but they're supposed to be obviously weathered and everything. So these didn't really turn out as good as I was hoping they would turn out in my head anyway. They still turned out okay, but as I said, they didn't turn out what I was hoping for. Spin this round, you can see I also added some more of bunting just at the sides, and obviously there's at the front as well. The bunting turned out looking really, really good. There's nothing going on at the back. There is a light up feature on this one, so you can just pop that light on when Pennywise is inside, and it looks really, really good. Don't get enough love, this one, when it's out on display and everything. Yeah, some things I forget to, I don't know, when you make a lot of stuff, you sort of forget to look at them basically and appreciate what you've done and everything. It's same for collecting any figures and stuff. If you're collecting and you've got like tons of stuff, you sort of lose appreciation to with some of them. So this one is at number 6 for me. So now we'll get into the top 5. So at number 5 is it's just a doorway basically, isn't it? It's just a doorway, some bricks around it. And this is a diorama that I made for Ghostface. Again, this one was an update. The original one looked good, the original one, but obviously as time goes on and obviously your skills get better and your paint work gets better, you start having to update some of your pieces, and they end up updating and they'll end up looking even better than the original. So the original don't look nowhere near as good as this one. This turned out really good. It's really effective. I mean, it just looks like a doorway to anybody who's looking at it now. But once you've got Ghostface, he just sort of standing through the door, coming out with a knife in his hand. It looks fantastic. It's one of this. I've put it at number 5, but talking about it feels like I should put it at number 1. I know it's weird because obviously it's pretty basic, but it looks really impressive when I've got the figure in there, and you can see there's nothing going on at the back. You can see there's bits of blood splattered on like on the pavement and the step as well to get into the door. So all this is made with foam. The only thing what's got any wood on it is just the outside of the door frame. Here has got bits of wood on it, and it's just like lolly sticks basically. Well, they're more like the mixing sticks what you use for when you're mixing your coffees and stuff. And this is made of wood, the handle as well. I was going to look on eBay and just buy an actual little dollhouse handle, but I decided just to make it because it was quicker as well. Literally, it took about, I don't know, 5 minutes just to make it, and it was pretty simple to make. So, and yeah, it looks pretty effective. And I think there was a couple of things I wanted to add to this. I think I wanted to add, I did want to add, I might do it for 2024, I don't know, but I was going to add a little light feature here. Like it's got a light. Like you have some people have the lights, don't they? I've got a light just outside my door. I was going to add a light to it, so I might do that later on the year, and it'll just improve it a bit more. Basically, just add a bit more detail to it. So yeah, I think I will do that now. I think talking about it, but I try to go back to some of these dioramas because some dioramas I think about adding to them and then I don't end up doing it. So that's one thing I need to do for 2024. Basically, when I say I'm going to add to it, I'm going to add to it basically, because I always say I'm going to add to it and then I don't. So I need to start doing that. So yeah, I'm telling myself now I'm definitely going to add a little light feature just there, and I think it'll finish it off looking really, really good. Maybe a bit of debris as well, like a bit of rubbish scattered about will look good as well. So yeah, this is the Ghostface diorama, and this is at number 5. So we'll see what's at number 4. So number 4 is the Pennywise one, now from the original Pennywise. Probably people are thinking, why I'm putting this at number 4. This one probably should have been at number 6, or even not even in this top 6 collection. But I think it looks really, really good. It's really, really simple. But anybody who is a fan of Pennywise and the TV movie, the original one, when if they've seen that movie a few times, and when they see this diorama, they'll know straight away specifically what it's from and which scene and everything else, because I think it's pretty close to being accurate. This one, there was a couple of things I think I was going to it was going to be bigger than it actually is. I think I was originally going to expand it, the flooring and everything, and the base of it basically, and then add like a water effect in that. But I didn't end up doing that because it was going to take too much space up on the shelves, and I don't have a lot of space on the shelves, so I basically just did that. I think if I did add that, I think it would look even better. But again, it takes up too much space. But I think it came out looking really, really good. This one, I really, really love this one. It's so simple, but it's so effective. Just basically just looking like that Pacific scene. It's like some sort of like sewer system. What's in the background of Pennywise when he pops up on that water. Um, there's nothing going on at the back. This does come off, so I did it that way. So basically, if I'm taking photos, I can have him sort of standing at the back of there if I wanted to have him displayed at the back of it or taking photos. But I do prefer just to have that on there. It just makes it look a bit more creepier. Again, this was another one as well. I tend to keep doing this. I make dioramas. I sort of finish them, but there's little tiny things that I don't add to it, which I should do. Again, this is another one I was going to add. Just a bit of debris, a bit of rubbish and all that to it, because obviously it's supposed to be a sewer. And again, I didn't do it. So that's another thing I really need to get on with. It's just little things I need to start adding to these dioramas. Some of them, I just want to. I think I get going, and when I get going, I want to get to the finish line, because I really want to have it on display and see how it looks with the figure. And then I don't add little details like that, which I really should, because obviously it'll make a piece stand out even more. So this is another one I need to add to the list of adding little extra bits. So I need to do it. So yeah, that's another one. This is another one that I'm gonna have to do, basically. Add a bit more to it. Just bits of rubbish, maybe some like dead leaves or something like that, basically, just to add to it. But yeah, this is at number 4 for me, and I think it turned out, like I said, I think it's really simple, but it just looks really effective. I think it really just stands out specifically to that movie and that scene. So we'll see what's at number 3. So number 3 is the Jurassic Park. This one turned out absolutely fantastic. This is just, it's one of my favourites in the collection, and it's not even horror. Obviously, all I collect mainly is horror. There's nothing really what's not horror in this in my bar. But this was like this was more of a I don't know, more of a personal sort of thing. It's something what I remember watching it when I was a kid, and I was just blown away from this movie. I thought it was just amazing. Obviously, dinosaurs are absolutely like an amazing thing. Basically, when you're a kid, like you can't imagine there was literally real dinosaurs walking about on the planet, and there's just the size of them. It's just crazy to think about. So when I saw the movie, I was just blown away, and obviously I was only a kid, and I just thought it was just the most amazing movie I've ever seen. It just looks so good, and like you watch back, and you can watch it back now, and it still looks fantastic. It really does look really, really good. The original. I think it's just based on the fact that because they didn't use, I don't think they used any CGI, or I think it was all made, the dinosaurs and that, and it just looks fantastic still now. That's the thing with movies, isn't it? I think when they had more CGI, they look good literally that week, and then literally they just don't look as good when you watch them again. And obviously the special effects and everything get the CGI gets better and better in movies, and it makes other movies what have been made with CGI, what are only about a year old, not looking as good. So I wish movies would go back to the original of people hand making stuff and crafting and all the rest of it, only because I'm into that, aren't I? So, but yeah, I think they should go back to that in movies. I don't know why I'm going on about movies now. I'm supposed to be talking about this piece. But yeah, this, like I said, this is why I wanted to make it. And it turned out absolutely fantastic. I added the fence scene because I wanted 2 specific scenes from the movie: the big gates, the entrance, and also the wire fencing for when that kid gets electrocuted, when they have to climb over the fencing, or even it could be even the fencing of the dinosaur when the T-Rex breaks through the fencing. I did want to get a dinosaur T-Rex and to add to this. I still might do that. I really do want to get one and just add to it. Usually when I have this on display, I usually just have the car just on the diorama. It's fairly big diorama, this one as well, so it takes up a lot of space on the shelf. But yeah, I think it turned out really, really good. Yeah, I really love this one. Again, this is another one. I keep doing this to myself. This was another one that I was meant to add more to, like more debris again. I was gonna add more like dead leaves and stuff like that, because it looks too clean. So I was meant to add to it, and again, I didn't do it. This is a bad habit to get into, and for me, this is a really bad habit. Like I keep saying, I really want. When I start doing them, and when I get nearer and nearer to the finish line, I want to get it done. I start rushing it a bit because I want to have it on display, and I want to do a video. I want to take photos. I want to show my work off basically, and I miss them little details. So again, I need to do that one again and add them little bits of details to it. But yeah, I think it turned out really, really good. I absolutely love it. I love this one. This came close to being at number one, let's be honest. This came very close to being at number one because it just looks like, obviously, it just looks like it's so specific. Like the one I was on about, like the Pennywise, the one before that, it's very specific from a scene of the movie. So when you do ones what specific to the scene of the movie, it makes them stand out even more. So yeah, this is at number 3 for me. So number 2 is the Evil Dead cabin. So now you probably know what's going to be at number 1. So this one, I've actually made this right at the beginning of 2023, so it was right at the beginning of the year. This was a remake from an original one that I made. The original diorama that I made for this one was actually pretty much all the cabin. It was literally the door in the middle with the 2 windows at each side, with the walls on the side of each side as well, plus the chimney as well, and the roof, and I did the inside as well as the outside. It was really big as well though. What I decided to do, I decided to go back and remake this one. I wanted to make it a bit smaller. Also, the height as well. It wasn't as tall as this one. This one is taller than the original one. And the reason being, this one I need to make it taller. Based on the fact that I got the Evil Dead NECA figure, and I wanted it on display with this diorama. So that's why I ended up having to go back and remake the cabin, because the original cabin was too small for it, basically, for that figure. But it was too big as well, and it was falling apart. Literally, it was an old one because it was a long time ago when I made it, and it was falling apart, and it needed updating because obviously me crafting, my paintwork obviously is improved. So that was one of the reasons that I also upgraded it as well. But on this one, I did do the roof, and I did do one side of the house, cabin. I only did one side. There was a couple of things obviously I could have added, but it would have took too much space up. Like I didn't add the like little seating area, what swings, and that was in the original cabin, but it was just going to take up too much space. Obviously, if I had wanted to add to it, I would have to make it even bigger, and I didn't want to make it too big for the shelf. So you can see this side is all opened out just for taking photos or video camera basically. So I did the inside of this one as well. So I did the boarded up window. I put the sign up as well, home sweet home. I even did the roof. I added the clock on the wall. I added the little blood splatter as well. But that clock was actually originally out the original cabin that I made. I just took it out and put it in this new one. I did the bullet holes as well. So I added quite a lot of specific scenes basically in one little small diorama. And then I added also the trapdoor bit. You needed to add this to it. And this turned out really, really good. I added the metal chain as well to it, and it does open out about that much. didn't open out much. I could have added an actual whatever you call it to open it basically, but I didn't. I just glued it and just glued it so it's only sticking up a bit, so I can have I can put some basically under there. So yeah, but the paintwork and everything turned out really, really good. It's nicely weathered as well. It probably could do with even more weathering. I think this was the first one that I started using powdered paint as well. So all this black stuff is just black powdered paint, just basically brushed into it. And the blood splatter I think came out really, really good on the flooring. The flooring looks really, really good as well. And obviously you've got the bullet holes as well in the front of the door. So yeah, I think it turned out really, really good. I do like this one. When it's on display with the Ash figure as well, it just looks fantastic. Now, as I said, this roof does come off again, so if you want to take photos from looking down, you can do. So yeah, this is the Evil Dead diorama. This would have been close to number one as well if it wasn't Pacific, a Pacific one anyway. What is going to be number one? And it was out of basically, it was this one or Jurassic Park originally before I made the big one. Before I made that big one, originally it was rather going to be this at number one or the Jurassic Park. So this came very close, and it did come close. It came at number two. So technically it probably would have been at number one. So we're going to get into number one now. And again, I do apologise for the video being long. So yeah, let's get into number one. So at number one is the Home Alone house. Now this is obviously not horror at all, and I'm putting that number one. And this piece is literally ridiculous, and the size that it is just absolutely massive. I can't even get it in full frame, and literally I'm sat down, so I literally have to lean right back. You can see it don't even fit on the review table. It is so big, this one, but it looks absolutely fantastic. And there was a couple of little things that I needed to add to this one, but I wanted to get it done right before Christmas for my wife, so I am going to go back and add to this one probably later on in the year though. And there should be a bed here. Should be another bed comes out here. Should be some like ribbons on these posts as well. And there's the garage as well. And now if I added the garage, it would be even bigger, but I might do that anyway. My wife said that she's not bothered. She don't really want the garage on because it'll make it even harder to have it on display when we have it out for Christmas time. At the moment, we've still got it out. We've took all the Christmas stuff down, but we still have this out at the moment because she don't want to put it away just yet because it hasn't been out for that long. You can see I added the little man as well. I always get knocked over. That could have done with being a bit bigger. That was just an image that I printed off and then just made the rest of it. I made the little sledge as well, what Kevin uses, and this turned out really, really good. You can see I've not bothered painting the bottom of it, so you can have it displayed whatever way you want. So you can have it coming down the steps like it's just busted through the door, but I usually just have it there. This one took ages. This one took ages to make. I say it took ages. I think I started it in the second week of November and then finished it about 3 days before Christmas. So it took a while, but I think it took ages as well because I put a lot of hours in making this. It was like 10 hours putting this together. 10 hours of doing this literally every like 4 or 5 days a week. So it took a long time. There's nothing really going on at the back. I'll show you the back now. It does have a light up feature as well. So you can see the back of here where I've added like the curtains and where the lights are. I did add some wood flooring for the bottom of this one. I added a little Christmas tree at the window as well. And this one, yeah. I mean, you can see how big it is. Literally, it does not fit on this table at all. It is absolutely huge. It's going to be one, well, obviously is always going to be coming out at Christmas time. So for the rest of the year, it is going to be put away. I am not going to have it in my horror room, basically my display room, because it's just, there's no room for it. Plus, it's not horror. It is Home Alone. It is Christmas, isn't it? It's a Christmas movie, so I can't have it out on display. I would love to have it on display, obviously, because it is very impressive. You can see how big it is when I literally go right back. It's absolutely huge. Oh, it's all made with foam as well. The wood, the only wood I've used is just around the windows and up here as well, and obviously these bits as well. I think that is it. Literally, all the rest of it is foam. I'm going to show you the light up feature now, so you can see how it looks when it's all lit up. So this is how it looks when it's got the lights on. We'll turn the main light off. I think these batteries are dying though in these lights. Don't seem as bright as I first put them in, but you can see how that looks when it's all lit up. It looks really, really good. Again, for probably when I get this back out towards Christmas time again, I will be obviously adding to it. I'll add the extra bed, what needs to be at the front. I'll probably add some more Christmas lights as well to the front of the beds, because they have Christmas lights on the front of the house as well as around the windows. So yeah, it looks really, really good, even in the dark when it's all lit up. Yeah, so basically that is, I'll turn the light on, turn the wrong one. So that is it really. So this is at number one for me. Yeah, I had to put that number one. It was just, it's ridiculous. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous the size that it is, and it looks really impressive. I mean, when everybody's seeing it, they're just like, it's crazy. They're blown away. I think it's because it's just so big. It's so big. Basically, it's like the size of an actual dollhouse. That's how big this is. It's crazy. I did say to my wife that I am going to make another one for the next Christmas, but it's not going to be the Home Alone one. I am going to make the National Lampoon Christmas one. I'm going to make that house where it's all lit up. It's one of my favourite films. It's one that I watch every single year. There's loads of Christmas films out there. I don't always watch every single one of them, but that one I do watch every single year because I absolutely love it. So that is the next house I'm going to be making. I am looking forward to making it, and I'm not looking forward to making it because this took forever, and it was so draining as well. Because obviously it's all done by hand. There's no tricks to it or anything. No easy way of making it. You have to basically just yeah. It took forever. It's crazy how long this one took. Crazy. It was well worth it though. It was well worth it. So hopefully you've liked this video. Again, this video has gone way too long. It's probably going to be about half an hour, which I do apologise. Hopefully you've stuck through it all and watched it all, and hopefully you've enjoyed it. Give it a like for it as well for us, please. Obviously gets more eyes on my channel. Subscribe if you've not subscribed. And we'll see you in the next one. So thanks for watching. Bye bye.